Bob Botanic, one of the founding members of Decarcerate, the Garden State, and an organizer for the organization. I'm going to talk fast because there's not a lot of time left, and we may not get to the questions and answers, but I want to invite everyone to come to, where's that? Where did I put it here? Penn Pizza Palace at Broadway. We're going to go there. If you don't have a ride, we'll coordinate the rides, etc. About 15 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to move fast. We have a 6-point plan of action. We've talked about the problem, and I'm not saying that these are all the answers, but these are the answers that we're trying to do through the Decarcerate the Garden State. We got a problem, we have to take action. It's all about action. So I'm going to go through our 6 points. New Jersey Decarceration Act. It's in the newspaper, and that's, we're introducing it and we're pushing it. There's various legislative things going on, tinkering with it. We need wholesale overhaul. We call for 50% reduction of the decarcerated in New Jersey over a 4-year time. We call for the right to vote of people in prison. Put the Poles into prison. They do that up New England. Don't take the rights of, definitely restore the rights when you get out, but put the Poles into prison. The $54,000 they spend per incarcerated, that money follows the incarcerated back to the community and to create jobs. You can create 2 jobs with that $54,000. To create jobs, to provide the kind of projects that Gary was talking about that you need to get back, because if the meter's still running and was running all while you're in prison and there's no job there and you still have to pay the bill, so your choice is either you don't pay the bill and you go to jail, or you do something else to pay the bill and you go to jail. You end up in jail anyway. That's got to change. All the stigmatization, the denial of housing, all of the restrictions, and the whole parole system, we don't need to tinker. Now all the politicians are telling us there's too many prisoners, yet they all voted to increase the penalties for heroin. They all voted to increase the penalties for heroin. Nobody's pro-heroin, but that means more incarceration. So how could you be for decarceration, thinking there's too many prisoners, and you vote for a law that's going to create more prisoners? It's a game. They want to speak at a demonstration against too many prisoners, but at the end they're going to vote for more prisoners. It's a game. There's a lot of money involved in it. It's a matter of social control. New Jersey Decarceration Act. We got to roll it out. What's written in our paper, that doesn't mean that's how it ends up. We can change it and continue to modify it. But basically, we need a groundswell in all of the cities, and it needs to come from the cities that are targeted. In all of the cities, we need to demand, not tinkering, overhaul. Incarcerated lives matter, just like Black lives matter. And we need to take it on to that level. Tour de Decarcerate, 2nd point. Today is one of them. We want to do this at least 30 times in the next year in cities all across the country. Now, people might say, okay, we don't have a full house here, but there is something historic in this room today. And I'll tell you what it is. How many people here from Rowan College? How many people from Rutgers Camden? How many people community organizers? Okay, so we have an opportunity here. This could be the beginning of a triangle of power. Even though there's only a few of each group, but every one of you should figure out how you're going to work together from now on. When Camden's on the move, Rowan and Camden Rutgers needs to be in the house. And when something's going on campus, bring Gary, bring Alan, bring the Camden community out. These issues do not stop. The campuses do everything they can to try to divide you from the community. They have rules that the community people could be arrested for trespassing for going there, etc. You need to break down that barrier, okay? And what I'd like to see us come back to Camden for another one of these events, but in the lead up, have an event at Rowan like this, have an event at Camden Rutgers like this, and have an event at several other communities like this, and then have a huge one here. Maybe not in a building like this, but outside when it gets warm. Maybe near the communities that are targeted. Okay, so Tour de Decarcerate, our goal is to do this in 30 cities. We're doing it in Plainfield. Her colleagues, the ones that started the organization she's part of, are working on it exactly a month away in the library in Plainfield. One of the forms that we gave out, please, if you're in a community or you're a part of an organization and you can help us put together an activity, fill us out and give it to us. And we'll make sure that we follow up, and we're to follow every single lead. Believe me, the corporations, they got everything all divided up. They got people to do all the different jobs, and they all get paid. We're like ragtag. We're all involved in a million different things. We're not paid. We're doing it part-time, but we need to try to strategically organize ourselves in a way. So we need to follow every lead. We want to do this in 30 cities, and if we can do it in 60 cities, that's even better. But what we need to do is build a groundswell of a movement, just like what's happening around the police killing. We need to do it around this issue. And Gary talked about what happened with Southwoods. That might not even be the whole story. I don't know what the whole story is. But incarcerated lives matter. It's so much easier to kill people in prison than it is on the streets by police, because there are no newspapers or videos or whatever, and they can kill people a million different ways in prison. And they do it all the time. 1 out of 20 people in prison are going to die there. So that's in New Jersey, 1,000 of the currently incarcerated are going to die in prison. Now, some of them might have died anyway, a lot of them wouldn't have. So that means you got hundreds, at least, of the people in prison are going to be killed in part because of the incarceration system. Incarcerated lives matter. We need to be just as much up in arms about that as we are about people getting killed in the street by police bullets. Next, we got media. We have our newspaper. Please take copies. Take 10, take 20, take 100. If you can get them out, you're going to get them into the university, into the community, take them. We're going to have another issue soon. We got a Facebook group, join. We got a nightly newspaper that goes out on the internet called the New Jersey Decarcerator Daily. We have a blog site. If you're a writer, you can become a writer for that, and that stuff gets promoted. We promote all our writers. Everyone's a writer. You could all write. If you could write a status with your political view on Facebook, you could easily convert that to an article. Let's all be part of spreading and increasing this message. That's our media outreach. Justice Committee. People who are incarcerated are abused in so many ways, and they need support from the outside. We have, and also people who are over-sentenced, over-prosecuted, innocent people are in prison, political prisoners. All of this stuff needs Justice Committee on the outside. If the incarcerated start to make their move and start to protest the conditions, they're going to suffer severely repression. We need to be out on the outside watching and supporting. So Justice Committee means that if somebody's having visitation rights problems, we can put the word out to call the warden and get it resolved, or at least let them know that we're watching. So the Justice Committee is about all those things: political prisoners, people who are over-sentenced, people who are innocent, people who are suffering abuses, people who are in solitary, which is torture. All of these things, we need to see ourselves as a Justice Committee. Number 5, study group. Nia, when she got invited to speak before the students of color, she boned up on the issue. She studied it, she went to the resources, she read, she studied videos, and she got prepared herself. Each and every one of us can get in front of a group, whether it be a classroom, whether it be a group of kids sitting around partying, whether it be on the street, a politician. We need to all arm ourselves with information, like in this book, not only this book, the pamphlet there, yeah, in this book as well, and there's lots of other books, there's a tremendous amount of resources. Every one of us should become as expert as possible. We cannot bring they create every single time. If we want to do 30, 60 of these, we need to all be the experts. So we all need to become very well versed in this issue. So study groups, if you're out of college, get 10 copies of this, all read it, get together every week and study. And
it's free online.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of other stuff that's free as well. We got 5 minutes, right?
No, we're closing now.
Okay, well, let me finish up, please. Last point of our points of action, we just added this point, communication. The walls divide, and they keep the information in, and they keep the information out. We need to figure out a way to provide an information filter so that the information is still don't know what's going on in Southwoods. We need to be able to get that information and put it before the public. So however many people were killed there and how they were killed, they need to see. All the abuses that are going on, people need to see. We need to publicize what's going on in solitary. We need to be able to, the incarcerated need to be able to write stuff and say stuff, and we need to be able to get that out to the public. So the communication needs to come out from behind the walls, and we need to get our communication, our newspaper, The idea that we have a movement that we're beginning to form in there so that there's some hope. So the sixth point is we need to figure out how to establish communication, and we need to let the people on the inside know if they're ready to make the move, they're going to get support from the outside. We can't tell them what to do because when they move, they're putting their lives on the line. They can get killed in a million different ways. But when they need to know that if they decide to move, they're going to get support from the outside. I'd like to invite everyone to come to Pen Pizza Palace right now. If you don't have a car, get in a car, jump in with one of us. That's at 2 Broadway. It's like a one turn.
We can do Broadway, or we can do the one right here.
I thought that's one. Oh, okay.
There's two. There's one.
Was there a closer one?
There's a closer one right here.
Okay. I looked it up.
Right across on Marty from
No, do that
from Ferry Avenue.
All right,
I think that's closer.
Walking. No, that's better. That's better. I just looked it up on the internet. I put the wrong one in there.
Right down the street. No, it's not closed, but they're not. I don't think they're open today. But the Pen Pizza Palace that we can go to, that I know for sure is open, is the one right here by right by the gas station. You know what I mean? Not even 5 minutes away.
So let's do our networking on our question and answer there at the pizza place.
So we can all eat and get to know each other.
And if you don't have money, don't worry. You'll get pizza, whatever. Let's continue this meeting if you guys are okay with that. All right.
Sure, you guys are hungry, so we want to say thank you to you guys for coming out.
This is don't be worried about the small room.
Right.
We had a tiny little meeting in New Brunswick. The next meeting we had was in front of City Hall, 200 people. So this, we connect with each other, make a bigger plan for a bigger plan of action.
Come on,
We
you
get
guys
bigger.
head over to the pizza place with us.
Thanks for coming out.
You're going to speak at the next one.
Yes.